Hey.
Hi, beautiful people. My name is Jennifer Star McCullum, as you can see, and right there is.
TD McCullum.
Why do you do the TD McCullum? Is it because it's cool?
For me, it's what I identified from. For me, I want to honor both my first and middle name.
Okay, I was just wondering. All right, hey Tammy. All right, right now we're doing matters of the heart. I feel like this is just going to be our ministry, not only for married folks, but people in serious relationships, as long distance relationships. Why did I say that? I meant long-term relationships, as well as people, about to get married. I'd rather, just have these conversations. I would love to have somewhat of a singles ministry, but I don't even know what that life is. Especially in these days and times. To be honest, my heart goes out to anybody single in these days, especially the time of social media. We've of course had social media back when we were talking or whatever, but it wasn't to this level and degree. So many options as far as apps and things of that nature. I don't know how single people do it. God bless y'all doubly. I don't know how y'all do it. Anywho, I want to let you know that there's going to be a loud noise called the heater. It's cold down here in Georgia, and that's okay. But we certainly got the heat on, and you're going to hear it, and that's okay. Now that we've gotten that out of the way, there it is.
Blast
The conversation is not all marriages are the same. They may seem similar, but to me and in my experience, I have seen that, of course, first of all, marriage is, with two people. Not everybody's the same. So with the people that's involved in the marriage or long-term relationship, engagement, they're always different, which means they come together in different ways. So this kind of came up, and I'm just going to tell you why I have to talk about this today. And of course, I have Tyrone here to give his point of view, because both male and female points of view are certainly always important. And of course, when you have another person in the room, we always have another point of view. Anywho, so there is, oh gosh, I ain't trying to air everything out, but I'm just going to keep it funny because it's y'all. So I know of a friend of Tyrone's that feels like, relationships or marriages pretty much can hold you back from the things that you want to do in life as far as career-wise. And there's a chance that this person feels that Tyrone doesn't go out and do stuff. And when I say stuff, I mean do industry stuff, like studio and all that good stuff, clubs and all that stuff, or whatever, to further Tyrone's career. I think that person believes that he doesn't do that as often as he does because he's a married man. And I feel like we like to put labels and how things should be for marriages. So I guess that automatically puts blame on the marriage for that. And I kind of feel like I'm in the crossfire as well, as if I'm the person keeping him at home. As it's coming out of my mouth, I feel like, okay, yeah, maybe I am part of the reason, But let me stop talking. Go ahead, Tyrone. Let me hear what you got to say about that.
I think what most people tend to forget when you get into a relationship, either it's marriage or a boyfriend or girlfriend, you do need that time together and you need that time apart.
Sure.
And most people outside of the relationship tend to have a one-sided view of your relationship where they believe that that other person is monopolizing your time that they could be spending with you. Not understanding that all relationships need time of development, but to say your time is being robbed, I think that's a dangerous line to step on.
Mm-hmm.
Because you not necessarily understand the scope and dynamic of the relationship that's over there
or developing
outside. And so I think there's a bit of fear there that someone is moving on, and they're moving on without you being involved in their relationship. And sometimes we tend to see this happen where a friend meets a girl and then you get in this space of, well, man, what about me? They don't call me as much. They don't text me as much. We don't hang out as much anymore because of that person. And so now you're pointing fingers over there as the source of the reason things aren't what they used to be.
But like for me, all I can continuously think about is the fact that I never say things to the effect of, oh, don't go out there. Oh, no, I want you to stay here with me. No, don't go. I've never, that's not me. That could be other people, don't get me wrong, but that's not me. And that's, I'm sure, some others that may say, I have no problem with that. Just even thinking about like the parties and the bachelor parties that you've been at, I'm sure I'd be able to survey any of your male friends, making sure that you were certainly in attendance of those things. I've never had a problem with you having fun because I understand that we are certainly two separate people. We need not forget, when we all get into relationships, we're still two separate people that have lives that need to experience people outside of our relationship so that we can continue to grow personally. And for me to try to hold Tyrone back from the things that regular old people do, I just think it's crazy. But that's not me. I've never kept him from doing the things that he desires to do because, first of all, I don't want him to do the same to me. That's number one.
Yeah.
And second of all, I don't want him to feel as if he's missing out on things that he could have gone forward in, and then when he looks back, he can blame me for what he can and cannot do. And that's not cool.
Yeah. I had something there just now. That's how organic this is. It's not pre-planned. What thoughts are coming out? These are all natural thoughts. Come as they are, as we like you to come over here to Faithful Warrior Ministry. Come as you are.
Yeah, just be you.
And we'll grow together. Speaking of growth, this is where I was going to go. It's a part of the growth to develop, and as a person, if you're not exploring your development outside of the norm, and there's no evolution in your psyche, the mental capacity to look at things beyond the normal that you are accustomed being around,
Mm-hmm.
I think you're doing a disservice to yourself. You know, as you begin to explore the relationship with your friendship, the natural thing is to increase and widen your community. Now, if you're closed-minded, you're not expanding.
Mm-hmm.
And without expansion, there's no growth. You're kept in a box. And I think when people get in this space of people from outside coming in and feeling that stretch between what was to what is becoming, there's that fear that takes over. Well, are they going to leave me? They're changing as a person, but I'm staying where I am. Instead of you learning from them and pulling back as you're being stretched, I feel eventually what naturally happens when you pull a rubber band too far, it's going to pop. There's going to be that separation. And that's where people tend to explode with their emotions and release their real inner feelings about what transpired. And like I said, there's that finger pointing thing again that comes up as well. To get past that, I think there's some communication that needs to be happening. A lot of times when we tend to begin to explore new relationships, something new, we kind of harbor it to ourselves and just keep it to ourselves and selectively release what little information that we want to release, not understanding that when you release those little things, people pick and choose what they want out of that and create a whole nother narrative that may differ from what you were initially trying to express to them.
And that makes me think about what is the perception of marriage? What do you believe marriage is and supposed to be? And I feel I have the opinion that there shouldn't ever be a perception of marriage or what it should be. I think there should just be a baseline. When I say a baseline, I believe it should just be you are in a relationship with this person and y'all together. Marriage means you're contractually together forever. That's really all I think. That the opinion, that's where I think the opinion should stop right there. That's what I think marriage is. That's just, y'all together. Now, how you remain together, how you decide to conduct your relationship, how you communicate, all of those things, how you guys show your love language, all of that, of course, is subject to change because, like I continuously say, we are all different people. We all move differently. We all have different areas that just make us happy, the way that we do things together. Like, I know for me and Tyrone, having road trips is something that brings us closer together. Every time we do a road trip, every time we drive more than 2 hours somewhere, it's certainly a time where we get closer and closer together. Now, for some relationships, y'all can't do the road. Maybe y'all
Mm-mm.
need to be y'all need to be in the airplane flying because y'all can't do the whole staying on the highway for a long time. But for us, it's a great time for us to really talk and see where each other's brains are, because we both recognize that we are still certainly two separate people in a relationship, and we're individually growing. And if we're not in communication, we will not be, one person will leave the other and someone else is in the dark. And that's, of course, something that we don't want to have. So, of course, we don't wait till a road trip to talk, but we always take advantage of those times to talk during a road trip. I always love that. But when it comes to marriage, none of the relationships are the same, in my opinion. Like when it comes to people outside of the relationship, some people have huge barriers. When you think of a house, you think of maybe a gate, that gate all the way outside of the yard. And some people may have theirs, just the gate is backyard. There's
Mm-hmm.
so many different barriers that people have. Like for
No
some people,
windows.
some people don't have any windows at their house, their house, relationship house. Some people have no windows. Some people keep the lights on at night and have every blind open because they just don't mind being open to everything. But some people are just in the safe. And some people only keep their secrets in the safe. There's so many ways that you can conduct a relationship, and to think that a specific relationship is going the way you think that a relationship should be, that's just not healthy. And it can breed a lot of misconceptions.
Yeah. I think a lot of the misconceptions that we see nowadays have pretty much come from what we've seen in movies and television. And then we compare that to what we see our parents' relationships are, or other friends' relationships are.
Mm.
And unfortunately, most of the conversations that happen outside of those relationships are usually the negative things that go on within the relationships. They don't really talk about the good things unless it's something major, a baby being born, a house being bought, them moving together as a unit in a different way that hasn't been done before. Starting up a business, investing in something major that has never been, brought to the light before. That's what we tend to share outside the world. We don't talk about our development far as when it comes to what brings us peace and joy in our relationship. We don't really talk about that often. I don't even think we even think about it while we're in a relationship, nor do we think about the emotions that transpire from person to person in a relationship.
And Keisha, you are so right, especially with social media. Social media is the greatest deception ever, because people show the extremes only. They show the absolute worst of the relationship or the absolute best of the relationship. There's not a lot of people that show, hey, we had a great conversation today and we enjoyed each other's company and this was just a great little date that we had. Or we had this little hiccup where there was some miscommunication. He said this, I said that. We didn't understand each other, but now we do because we had this great conversation. No one posts about the roller coaster. Nobody posts about how good things have been in between this fight that we had 6 years ago and this fight that we had today, that you saw both on social media. No one does that unless you're trying to vlog every day. And even that, oh gosh, these vlogger relationships, a lot of times we must understand they are only showing us what they want us to see. We are never
Yeah.
going to see every bit of their relationship, or we're never going to hear all of their truths. It's like when it comes to that, we need to have a mindset of knowing for sure, like, we don't know everything about it, but they gave us everything that we needed to create a lovely story in our head.
Absolutely. And for me, I say TV shows like The Cosby Show, like Family Matters, stood out to me because we got to see people that look like us go through a daily routine. This is something I kind of praised. What's the name? Blackish, for kind of merging all of those together and making it for today's standards of what we view family to be. You know?
Family Matters, for me, that was truly a mirror to a regular old relationship. Harriet and Carl Winslow, they were just a regular old married couple to me. They fussed, they fight like any other relationship, but they always come together. They do their best to make time for each other. They have jobs that take them away from their relationship, but they always put their relationship in front of everything that's going on. They didn't even put their relationship behind their children. That was the most realistic version for me of a relationship on TV. Ooh, you right about that, Keisha. Don't believe the hype with that relationship goals thing. That's another thing too. Relationship goals. I want us all one day to be our own relationship goals. Because if you're out here trying to find what everybody else has in their relationship, I don't think you're going to find what truly makes you happy. Because if you think that you have to have a box of chocolates, because this is what love is, having a box of chocolates and, stuff that I hardly even eat. But you know what? This box of chocolates, this is the mirror of what love is supposed to be. And you know what? I've had to tell Tyrone, don't you buy me no box of chocolates.
But see, because the thing about that is people want to find, M&Ms. What makes you happy. What that's what that's about. What is that makes you happy?
And for me, it's the peanut M&Ms. Don't buy me no box of chocolates.
For somebody else, this is why we say no two marriages are the same. For somebody else, they have to have edible arrangements. Right? Because that makes them feel secure in the relationship. That makes them feel happy.
Like you're doing
about
it,
being
right?
with that person.
But does it truly make you happy though?
The person giving it should, because you're doing something to make them happy, your significant other happy.
Yes, Keisha, it's the wings for me.
Hold the chocolate and the teddy bears.
Oh gosh, that is so right. Because it's like, think about like high school. When it came, when it was Valentine's Day, everyone was getting roses. Everyone was getting the teddy bears and stuff like that. And it was there for that day and never to be seen again after the week is over with. And it's like, all I could think about back in those times, it's like, well, shoot, I want a rose. I want a red rose. I want the teddy bear and all that stuff. The teddy bear was cute and stuff like that, but it was still there after that. And the rose, it was a red rose, it's cute, But as I've grown and I've seen flowers and all the things that I want, roses are great, but I really like lilies. Lilies are my favorite. I like to see lilies, and when I see a bouquet, I love how an all white bouquet looks. I love how a bouquet with a little bit of everything looks. I have come into the space where it's like, I don't need a dozen of red roses. It looks nice, don't get me wrong, but it's not for cheap. Okay? So,
But that's what's interesting about the dynamics of relationships. And as you explore your relationship, this is things that you need to take mental notes from each other. And that's under the umbrella of communication. You know that they're having a bad day. Well, guess what? You coming in the house with one rose and a teddy bear can brighten up their whole week.
Now, this is true. It wouldn't be for me, but for somebody, it's the ticket.
Oh, yeah. And then that may lead to some other activities in the bedroom activity. Wink, wink, fellas.
The greatest thing about getting to know your mate and exactly what they want rather than what the TV says, like, I'm sure that if Keisha got herself, no, she didn't get herself, if her significant other surprisingly bought some wings unto her, the joy that will come, my Lord, I'm sure will be immense. Or for me, the random Mr. Goodbar. I really enjoy those.
Y'all.
And that's just one of those things that just really make me happy. Yes, you could get it at a gas station, but that's what I like.
And I love sneaking it up on her too.
So,
I live to capture that memory of her reaction of, wait, where this come from? Oh,
it's for me.
It's for me.
Oh gosh. All right now.
Yeah, let me put that up there.
Over here. So, yeah, it's the individuality. It's the paying attention to who you have in this relationship. Because just, gosh, man, it all rolls up into there is no same relationship. Maybe we could just take off the marriage part. There's no two relationships are the same. And that's because you are getting with an individual, and this individual have their likes and their dislikes. And if you're looking at TV, social media, and everything else around your significant other to find what you want, or find out what they want, I'm sorry. If you follow just that, like on TV, they say that you need to buy me a car for Christmas. Now,
Them commercials setting everybody up for the okie doke.
And failure. Because if you buy me the Kia Sophia, there's a big chance that I might not be all that happy about it. Okay, there'll be a huge chance. Okay, yeah, who doesn't like a new car? Cool. But I never said I like a Kia Sophia.
Mm-hmm.
Now you go ahead wasting all this money on stuff that I don't want.
Or a Toyota Corolla.
No.
It's a grand gesture for the Christmas holidays, but
even that Lexus SUV they always put there to buy for Christmas, like no, that's not what I want. But I'm sure. Let me tell you something. Tyrone McCullum can sure tell you what I want right now. Go and tell him. Tell him what I want.
on the high end or the low end? Because
Give
there's
me.
a broad perspective on that.
There is a broad spectrum.
If I get you this Bentley coupe, you're gonna be through the roof.
I would be.
If I get you this Ford Expedition, you're gonna be through the roof with all the bells and whistles in it. You be like, woo, woo, woo.
Yes, these are true.
All bouncing all over the place, man.
And for me to know for sure that Tyrone, he has his likes, but they have been going every which way. All I know is that a new Charger is something that he wants at the moment. Other cars like Impalas have been failing him. It's like he's
Yes, her flow would be blowing.
Oh gosh. Anywho,
be whipping that thing.
Anywho.
All over the place.
But yes, it's the paying attention for me.
Absolutely.
Paying attention. And you know, they say that it's the little things. I don't know why paying attention has turned into a little thing, but yeah. You know what?
You have to pay attention to the little things. I mean, you not listening to the smallest thing that is being communicated to you, you are destroying your relationship.
Oof.
Call it a cancer to your relationship when you don't listen to your significant other.
And unfortunately, sometimes it is a surprise that someone paid attention to the small things, because we don't think that you are listening. You just don't think that you are. But the proof in the action showing that you are means the world. Oh, it means the world. For any man or woman in a relationship, the game is listen.
Yeah. And in listening, there is a level of submission, because you have to open yourself to thinking about somebody else other than yourself.
Yes, sir. Keisha, sis. But how can he know if I don't communicate it?
Yeah. Now, here's the thing. A lot of people get confused that unvocalized communication isn't communication. It is. It's just very hard to decipher.
And incredibly vague. Let me tell you something.
It's a cryptic message.
I used to say that, you know, okay, and I still should say, men, women, we don't have the ESP like we want to think that we do. We don't.
Nope.
We don't.
Even if you say it in Beyonce voice.
Listen. Come on, listen. I'm gonna leave that alone because I would like to continually. But you know, body language is great. The only thing that I say that you should try to receive body language from is a reaction for what you've done. That's about it. Now, as far
that's all the fellas be. I'm telling you, that's all the fellas look at and care about.
She's mad.
Well, I think she's mad at me.
Maybe I should stay away.
Maybe I should go hang out with my boys. And then you get around your boys and be sitting up there talking about, man, I don't know what I did, man. She walking around, huffing and puffing in the house, slamming all the cabinets in the kitchen. And you know what she did the other night, man? She cooked something and ain't give me none.
Oh, no.
That's stupid. And you're not listening.
But the problem is, you waited that long. I say
Yeah,
it's okay
you waited that long.
when angry to give it a sec. Let her chill out. Let him chill out so that they would have the words to give to you.
Yeah.
But waiting for a day or two or so, we can't do that. Because now you let me just roast in this whole base of anger that I have going on over here.
And develop feelings about something that could be cleared up with a simple conversation, even if there's no resolution at that moment in time.
At least we know.
At least we got it on the table. At least you know how I feel and what was on my mind.
Yo, let me tell you about sitting upset. As you're upset and in that space of anger, all you're doing is going through all the things that I should say, shouldn't say, and it just everything just stirring and building. If there is no door for release, and when I say open door, I'm talking about, hey, what's wrong? That's the door so we can walk through and let you know what's going on. You would be better off getting what's wrong in day 1 versus day 5. Because if I get you in day 5, not only would I have been able to stew on the reason why I'm so upset, but I have also gotten a platform, a stand, and say, you know what, I'm right in feeling wrong. And then just telling myself, oh yeah, I'm in the right in this one. Coming up with all the reasons why I'm in the right and having all this backup in my brain because I'm over here constantly having this conversation by myself because you didn't invite me to step through that door. So I'm just going to sit here and stew. So now not only do you have the reason why I'm upset, but I'm stacking even more against you because you gave me the time.
Yeah. Time. They say time heals all wounds, but
not anger.
Time also opens wounds.
Tyrone, you talking?
And it let it get up under the skin. And when it get up under the skin, it starts to do things. You get some nasty things that come out of it then. And then you be like, where did that come from? Well, you didn't pay attention to the wound that had been busted open. You ain't pay attention to it.
Jesus.
So once a wound is cracked open, we need to find a way to communicate so we can work on closing it.
But you know what, Tyrone? I don't even think it's about finding a way. It's just start. Just do it. Because as you communicate, you find what you're looking for. You find where the wound is and air it out. Because, I don't know if anybody's had scars, anybody's has cuts. But when you have a cut, what does mama say? Take that Band-Aid off of it, let it air out. Let it get some air. Okay?
Yeah, it does.
So when you release those things that are bothering you and put it out, air it out in the air, huh? That's when we can start bringing healing to the forefront. Because when we have the information so we can know how to move, when we have that information, we're able to step lightly on things that's hurt. I won't be able to stomp on the wound because I'm having knowledge of where that wound is.
Yeah. And knowing where it's located is another thing. It might be on the foot, preventing you from walking towards your future in your relationship. But you never even look down there. And our brain tells us where the pain is coming from. And if we ignore where that pain is coming from, how do you expect somebody else to locate your pain? How? If you don't even discover it yourself.
And that's where we come back to the self. I'm about to pass out. If you are not in the process of trying to figure yourself out, if you're not trying to understand why what he said hurt me, if we're not going to those depths in ourselves, how on earth are we able to communicate to him or your significant other how you feel if you're not able to delve into yourself? How do you communicate if you're not trying to become one with you? If you're not trying to consider why you're upset and why this struck a nerve, how are you to do that? How are you to communicate that to your significant other? Lord Jesus.
That's the difficulty in relationship building. And it's easier for other people than others. But also, it may not happen the way that it happens with others. You know?
And once again,
the gravity of comparing relationships.
You can't do it.
You can't. It's not apples to apples. It's not oranges to oranges.
It's a whole fruit basket.
We got a whole kiwi of a relationship over there.
Oh, wait.
Their relationship is built on a banana. They still haven't fully peeled back the layers.
Yeah.
Take advantage of the fruit that's in front of them.
Thank you, Keisha.
You know.
Oh, gosh.
The way we attack the relationship. Go with me here. You can't open up an apple like you would do an orange.
Come on.
You can't get inside a watermelon like you would do a strawberry.
That's facts. All day long.
There are different approaches to these things, these relationships.
And if you try to come at an orange the way you would a peach,
you got a whole mess in your hands.
You got a problem.
Trying to peel the skin off of a peach, like you peel the skin off of an orange. Juices everywhere.
And that's the same thing.
Situation.
And that's the same thing for the same one person going from one relationship to the next.
Can't compare the two.
Jeez.
That's why they tell you, leave that baggage back there. Don't bring it into the new. Because when you bring it into the new, you also bring in that toxic acid. Hands. What it do? What does it do? It gets all up in there.
But you mix
the flavors, and then now you don't know what flavor you are in.
Oh my gosh, Tyrone. When you get to your plum and you over here with the citrusy taste of that orange that you had, you can't even enjoy that plum right.
You thinking about the orange.
Still got it on your tongue.
Orange on your tongue. It's sitting there laying on the side of your lip.
Oh, King Jesus, this is too much.
But you know, one good thing comes from that. The blending of it, we learn. And something new comes from it.
You learn the taste of the citrus orange.
You learn the difference.
You don't have to keep it on your tongue.
You don't have to keep it on your tongue. You get a new palate.
Drink some water.
And refresh yourself.
Oh my gosh.
With the things that are new.
My Lord.
But you got to leave that in the past.
Leave it back there. From one relationship to with one relationship to the next. Thank you, heater. From one relationship to the next, you must cleanse your palate. There's nothing wrong with having the memory of your orange.
Nah, that's how we remember what it tasted like, and whether we liked it or did not like it.
Whether that lemon was not for you. Some people like a sour taste.
Some people do, and they thrive off of it.
Whew.
They find the sweetness in the bitterness.
But if you are not able to find pleasure in bitterness, you know what it is to not have it for the future.
You gotta get up off of it. You gotta let it go.
Cleanse your palate.
And
Jeez.
you know, that's a difficult thing for a lot of us, because
all of us, that's not easy.
And it's not easy to just let go. Uproot from your comfort zone.
What you know. Because sometimes a sour taste, after a while, you just get used to it. When you're eating like Sour Patches and stuff like that, and continuously, ingesting those things, it becomes easier and easier to take. Oh, Lord. It's so much easier to take. So I encourage everyone that may have ended a relationship and is now in a new relationship, you don't have to take those things that are familiar to you to something new.
You need to fully invest in what's in front of you.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Let go of that hurt that was from your previous relationship. And if you're hurt right now in the relationship, it's time to pay attention to those wounds.
Air it out.
Air it out. Let it be known so it can get the proper healing that it needs.
Oh my gosh. Okay. It has been 48 minutes of greatness. We are going to stop it right here. We're going to stop it right here. Boop, 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 boop. Okay. Wow. I thank you for listening. For our live listener, Keisha, thank you for joining us.
It's been a pleasure
to have this conversation.
This was needed, though. In our today, there hasn't been actual conversations about the full spectrum of relationships.
And I also feel like we certainly have had, though, plenty of people that feel like they have all the answers versus trying to create a community of opinions and thought processes. Because if we are in the space of believing that one person may have the bulk of the answers to how we feel or how to move forward, I just feel like that's just absolutely wrong. If you're not getting your bits and pieces from everybody, because not everybody has your full mind, not everybody has your full opinion. If we can come together so that we can have a full and complete conversation, touching on all the points that a lot of people have. I'm sure the things that we said may have struck some people and may not have struck other people. That's why if that's you, we need to hear your voice, because it's necessary to hear all aspects, all spectrums, because if we don't have these conversations, we will never learn.
Never. And never grow.
Yes. And of
And
course, with learning comes the growth.
that should be the relationship goal.
Mm.
Growth.
The relationship goal. Oh gosh. So if you want to donate into the Faithful Warrior Ministries platform, we certainly will accept it via Venmo at Faithful. Oh, got no more. Venmo at Faithful Warrior Ministries. We do have a Cash App. It is Faithful Warrior Men. We have what's the next one? PayPal. Faithful Warrior Men for PayPal, and we do have Zelle. Use the email faithfulwarriorministries@gmail.com. Excuse me. And we also have our P.O. Box. P.O. Box 723-545, Atlanta, Georgia 31139. What else?
If you want to contact us, email us at faithfulwarriorministries.
Yes. And please make sure to put in the subject matters of the heart for questions that you want us to discuss here on the platform. And to be honest, even if you want to have a personal conversation with the two of us, because believe me, it will never be just one of us. If you want to have a conversation, we have no problem with that. You can also text us if you want to start that process. Text us at 706-452-3051. Text us with your questions that you may want us to talk about here on Matters of the Heart. And even if, like I said, if you want to have a personal conversation, if you need some advice, if you want to know just another way of thinking of things, we're here for you. Let us know. Did we do everything? That was quick. Yeah. It did it all. All right. Tyrone, do you love them?
I love y'all like a fat kid loves cake.
How sweet
and
is that?
Chocolate.
Oh, that's...
Eat it all up.
I really like that. Anywho, much love to you all. And I hope that you have success in love. Y'all have you gonna turn it off or I'm gonna turn it off?
I'm gonna turn it off.
Okay, you turn it off. Bye, y'all.
Bye.